My name is Charlie. When I was 12, me and my parents changed our home address, and we moved near the center of the city. But unfortunately, my school was near my old neighborhood, and I was responsible for getting to and from school. I used to walk to school, but because of the distance, my parents decided I could take the bus in the morning for myself. They also bought me a smartphone that I kept with me while I was going to school. One Sunday morning when I was on the bus, a woman sat next to me. She was beautiful. She had blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. She turned to me and asked, "Where are your parents, darling?" I answered and told her that I was traveling alone to school. She smiled and touched my hair and said, "Could you show me where it is?" I said, "Yeah, sure." Then she came with me, and after I went inside, she left. The next day I saw her again, and she sat next to me and asked, "What if you skipped school today and we go to the bowling alley instead? They have some really cool arcade games and great food." It sounded like a good idea to me, so I happily accepted. She then said, "Our stop is near the park. 2 stops after your school, a friend of mine will take us to the bowling alley." From there, after we got off the bus, we started walking towards her friend's car. Then suddenly my mom calls me. "Hey Charlie, I stopped by your school to bring your gym clothes, but you weren't there. Where are you?" I explained everything to my mom. I figured it was just some harmless fun, but my mom suddenly changed her tone. I yelled, "Wrong. Those people want to kidnap you." I stopped walking, and then the woman said, "What's the matter?" I said I have to go to school. My mom busted me. She smiled and said nicely to me, "Oh darling, let's get in the car. It will be much faster than having to wait for the bus to go back." I said no thank you. My mom is pretty upset that I skipped school, and I don't want to make her madder. The woman's pleasant face quickly changed, and she looked very angry. She then suddenly grabbed my left arm and started forcing me towards the car. There was no one around the park at that time of the day, as it was a very cold and dark morning. I was screaming help as hard as I could. Then she put her other hand over my mouth. The man in the car came and helped her shove me in the back seat of the car. The car sped off, and then I was taken to a mansion near a forest. I was crying for help. As they were taking me to the mansion, suddenly a police helicopter saw us, and as soon as they heard police stopped the car, they jumped out of the car and started running. I was lucky because when they kidnapped me, there was a nearby car that saw everything. I was also lucky that my mom called the police as soon as she did, because they may not have arrived in time if she hadn't. The people were eventually found the man. The man was a registered sex offender. He did 20 years in jail for sexually assaulting a 10-year-old minor, and the woman did 10 years in prison for being his accomplice. Never let children go out alone, as this world is full of wolves dressed in sheep's clothing.